Hello, this is Gerald Overmars. I have called my theory sound informed, but I was always a bit skeptical myself of having this choice or having this emphasis. Why? Because you also expect that we will always see the form, will be able to see the form by knowing the letters and letter positions. It's not really like that. So I think it's better to name it also differently. And I was always looking for a new way to define it. And when I have written my book, which was in a monastery for a short while, suddenly there was a new group of people coming in, and they were called the seat of the word. I thought it was quite funny that it was just in this period where I was writing the book. uh, it is actually quite inspiring then if I would even use this name, because it is also exactly that. Every word has letters, and these letters are like inspirations to say to you, like, oh no, you have to go this direction or that direction. It will have that effect, and it will also follow a certain structure to create that effect, to keep that effect, and to make the even a balance between these letters and how we perceive them and so on. It has a certain functional way how it works, and I think the seat of the words, which are the letters, is actually quite a good word. So a good definition. So I will use that definition in now. And I need, of course, to give you as much as demonstrations as possible so that you get used to the method itself, that we also more and more going to use it as well, more consciously, because now we're not aware of almost anything, of any sound, of any sound production, of any sound meaning, of any sound direction. But if you look at the theory, so there are 9 letters which are really about positions. So positions should be quite easy to understand. Directions, which are also a bit quite okay to understand, and then contextual, relationships are a bit more difficult, but okay, we can then already at least have a vague idea about them, and they work like that. But I will make them more defined so that you can really see what we are actually doing by naming words with these seeds of the word. And that's what I do. I will define a desert. Now I will have 2 videos, one about desert and the other one about city. And these are 2 places. And these places can be let's say an inspiration, how we approach it, how we go towards the place, and how we see this place and how we can behave in this place. All these kind of things should be defined within that frame of letters. And I will give you the opportunity to read with me where they are in my system, where they are somewhere, and when we choose a letter, what this letter will be. This letter is the first letter from this word, desert, starts with D. D is about directions. It's the first starting point of all directions. Oh, it starts a direction. And where does it start the directions? At that point, on the first level, it starts from, let's say the blue level, it starts from space. So from space, we're going to see for the first time, oh no, we need a bit more direction, so we lose a little bit also the steady focus. So we don't have a steady focus. We can't count on that everything stands still and that everything is at the same place always at the same time. No, we have to give it a bit more attention to, okay, but where is everything? Where are the things? We don't have a steady point. So where is our orientation if we can't use a steady point? And D will give us the answer. It will start finding a direction in space. And that's what you first do when you try to look for your place in the desert. With E is also about directions. it is the middle point of all directions. It is about directions. It is finding directions. It is searching for directions. It is making directions. It is going into directions. It's all of that. It's in the middle of all the directions. It is actually, so we are starting to find a way, and we need some time for it. So this is about timing, and we're going to give it a time to find our way. It also highlights that point that of doing so. So it is a happening. It is a change. It's changing all the time. We are very aware that this process which we're doing by following directions is happening all the time. So it is known aspect. Yes, it is about that kind of change. We're going to follow that the whole time. What are we going to follow? It's the first letter is written as S. Now, what is S? S is that unpredictable frame, which is in the last category. It is about, that's our frame of focus, which is so wide and which is so far away that it is a bit difficult to find directions. That's why we need a frame, because we can't find a steady point from the first category, space. We can't find directions from the second category of timing and changes and so on. So this is the third category. The frame is what which going to define actually, it should be within a certain range, but this range is from the last letter, the S, which is the widest result that you can have. It has an unpredictable result, and it also in the diagonal in 3 points. So it is as if there are 3 different directions diagonal going all the way. So that this is the effect that you have with S. It's going anywhere, and it can have a variety in time and place. You don't have a steady place, you don't have a steady direction, but that's more or less it. So I'm already showing this S quite well in this way. So you have to find your way here in all what is happening and changing also at the same time. So you have now des. But it's pronounced as Z. Now what is Z? Go back to my system. Z is in the middle there, about timing. It means that we will find our direction. Where is that direction? It's the direction that goes inwardly. So we can find it by the feedback that gives us direction inwardly. It's like the zzz from the bees. They also try to communicate with vibrations, how far we have in a distance, how far are we here, how do we have to behave. The whole set of behaviors are felt by feedback, by sensing it back. That's the Z. You have this vibration inwardly, which knows how to sense it actually. Like we can find our way then in a way in this unpredictable nature, as long as we are open to sense to what we have to adapt to. You can adapt, for instance, to wind in a way, because the wind will bring you, but you can never know where you end to. With Z, that's almost like the sand, which also can be sensed and see how does it behave. If it behaves differently, we also behave differently toward it. So it is an inner movement, not an outer movement. So where we go and find our way accordingly to how the sand itself, moves, or how the vibrations move. We adapt. We will adapt. We will find our way. We will find our day according to what is changing, to where it will bring us. The after that is then again this it highlights again. So what do we have to do? What are the changes? So we're going to look at the changes. These changes are felt in Z, of course, and the R will connect all the material to it. That's what you can read in my system. It's that frame again. that frame which says I look for material at the borders, so I have the material which comes together at the borders. And the last letter is the T. It is that position, this that definition. I can define it. Thanks to that, I can define my place also. Now this is quite abstract if I have all the letters from one by one. So I think it's even better that I just show you the desert and see how we ourselves can use the seeds of the letters to make a connection and to find our way in it. So let's have a look at the desert. Here's the desert. So how do we approach it? We will try to find our way in. With a D, it's about, yeah, we have a certain space and we don't find direction, so let's find our direction. That's the first starting point. So you see, it's a bit unpredictable. There's no steady point. All the things are moving all the time. So also how it looks, the landscape looks, it's unpredictable in nature. That's why it is not. It doesn't have steady places like you can have in T. D is about not having steady places. So we will have to try to look for, yeah, where are we actually, and how shall we go? How shall we approach it? How can we, yeah, focus upon it that we will find, yeah, a definition so that we can approach it, so that we can see where we are, what it is. And it will need time, so I will give it also some time in E. And in A, it will also highlight the next thing, which is the S, which is the unpredictable nature. So this is the unpredictable nature, of course, of the sand. That will also need my senses inwardly to sense it from, yeah, how is it behaving? So I'm going to look very much on the outer behavior, from outwardly to the inner behavior, so to how the material changes, to how I sense it inwardly, so what everything is changing. I will give it attention. That's what I will give attention. The R is that connecting point where the material will connect. So there is also where the material will adapt and where it will change and where it will adapt. So yes, where it will connect all the points and all the material together in R. And that's defined according to my theory. It's also designed according to my theory. Yeah, we have the next letter E. So E again, this will also have extra time to it. I will give it also extra time to follow up that focus, to how that indeed changes, to how this material is filled in, and so on. And I will yeah, then so that I can define it in the end. And that's what I will do in the end. The T is then I can give it a definition how this behavior of the desert is, how we behave to it, how we can go to it. This is the perfect description of desert. The word itself is a perfect description of how we can approach the desert. I hope you enjoyed this. This was Gerald Jo van Was again. Website, books, Facebook page and YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching. Bye.